Hi folks, David Tyndall with Mortgage Choice, back at you again. I've had a few of my clients say to me that they've decided to wait to buy a home because with rates so high, they simply can't afford to buy right now. Now, I'm not going to tell you or any client what they should do or should not do, but I believe it's probably my duty to share some financial insight with you as to why the decision to wait, barring any other factors, may be detrimental. Okay, let's talk about rent first. So here's some stats for you. Median rent in the Triangle area now is $2,119 a month. The Triangle rental market is rising the fastest out of all of the top 50 metropolitan areas in America. Number one, the Triangle, fastest growing. Roughly 18% year over year increases in rental rates. Charlotte, by the way, is fourth at 14%. So if the argument is the mortgage might be too high, keep in mind that the mortgage that you obtain would remain static once you incurred that debt, assuming you take out a fixed rate mortgage loan and you don't do anything funny. But the rent that you're paying is going to keep rising if it follows the standards that it has set already, 18% a year. That's a big number. Now, let's look at the standard rental here in the Triangle, or standard's the wrong word. Bedroom, 2-bath apartment in December of 2021 averaged about $1,300 per month. That's across the entire Triangle. While in December of 2022, it had risen to $1,500, actually a little over $1,500 a month. So while today it may feel like it's too costly for you to step out on that ledge and buy your house because of the mortgage payment, think about what the rent's going to do today versus next year versus the year after. We're looking into the future. A 30-year mortgage, we don't want to look at a finite period of time today or next month. We really want to look into the future. Now, while we're talking about the future, let's talk about housing. While no one can say home prices cannot fall, history, or at least history here in the Triangle, shows that home prices have been rising for many, many years. Historical numbers over the period of the last 25 or 30 years have shown appreciation of home prices to be around 6%. Just last year, we saw appreciation in the Triangle on average of about 12%. The year before that, it was even higher than that. So there's no absolute number for what appreciation is going to do when you take in the long-term average of 6% with the last several years of multiple double-digit increases. I think 7% is reasonable for a comparison. And with the demand for houses robust and the supply not that great, there is no pressure for home prices to decline. We think they will continue to go up. So why should you decide to buy now? Okay, I've just shown you how rental prices continue to go up. I mentioned that a mortgage payment will remain static once you incur that debt. Now, there's a small caveat I want to add. Your taxes for the county and your insurance, as in homeowners insurance that you pay, could see small increases over time, but the mortgage payment, the mortgage portion, the loan amount will remain the same. Now, let's look at a real world example and see what the numbers show us. So let's build, if you will, a hypothetical home transaction here. Now, in the Triangle market, the median home size is $411,000. So how about we set our example at $400,000, not quite up to the median. Now, let's also assume that you put 10% down. Now, you can put less than that. You could put more than that. That's just an illustration. So 10% down, and that would be a loan on that $400,000 hypothetical house of $360,000. At today's rates of 6.25%, that's a principal and interest payment of $2,216. And you feel like that's a little bit more than you can afford right now. Maybe you say you'll wait for rates to come back down. Now, don't forget, as we showed you just a minute ago, the rent that you pay is likely going to go up if you wait to buy. Let's say you wait a year. And let's say that by waiting that year, you took advantage of lower rates and rates fell to 5 5/8, 5.625. That's a 0.5% reduction a year into the future, in our hypothetical example, of what rates are today at 6.25%. But if homes continue to appreciate like we've seen them, you're going to pay more for that same house. Last several years, appreciation has far exceeded 7%. But let's be conservative and say 7% is our appreciation. In that example, in 1 year, that $400,000 house will now be $428,000. So even though you saw a reduction in rates, the actual payment that you're going to pay for that new mortgage a year in the future is $2,217 a month. The payment went up by waiting, not to mention the fact that your rent went up. So what did we miss by waiting? Well, you missed out on 7% appreciation in your home's value. You would have earned $28,000 in equity in this example. You've already accepted that your rent likely went up by, if we follow the averages, 16, 17, 18%, 100, 150, $200 a month. And by waiting on the rates to fall, which they did in our example, you actually saw your mortgage payment go up. So why exactly is it a good idea to wait? Now, yes, there may be reasons that you choose to hold off on buying, and I'm aware of that and I respect that. But rate should not be one of those reasons. And guess what? Let's say you buy now and the rate is 6.25%, and rates do fall over the course of the next year. In this example, we just refinance you to the new lower rate. We can even do it with no closing costs. And I don't mean we hide the closing costs in the interest rate or we hide the closing costs in the amount that you're borrowing. No closing costs. We've been doing those loan programs for years and years and years. I've done literally probably 1,000 of those. It's easy. We can do it, and you take advantage of the lower interest rate and actually see your housing obligation go down a year from now instead of continuing to rent and assuredly see your housing obligation go up a year from now. Call us. Email us. Visit our website so we can discuss your options. We have programs and products with varying down payment requirements. Ask us how we can help you. We'd love to help. Thanks for watching. And if you like the information you see here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.